And she goes, I used to do this and that, and I was a stripper and a threesome in college and all that crap. And then that's when we go, oh no, now I have to find a new one.
That's great. I need to pander once a week. Okay, we have a special guest on. The man, I'm so excited he's here. The man, the myth, the legend. We got Hoemath here to tell us how Taylor Swift won. Welcome to the show, Hoemath.
Hey.
We are so excited to have you.
My book here. Good, excited to be here.
Put your book in the middle. Plug it.
I have so many things to plug. Yeah, I'll just keep it on camera. Hey, good to be here. I'm excited to be here too. How you doing?
Good. So, I want to hear your take on.
Oh yeah, how Taylor Swift won. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's old and ran through, right? So
yeah, I mean,
she just got up.
It's a status thing. It's a status thing. That's what I really wanted to mostly talk about with regards to that, is that whenever you see something like this happen, you hear women all over the world say, see, you can still get, age out and end up with a football player, but you can be Taylor Swift and get old and end up with a football player, because status changes everything. I don't, I don't have stats on this or anything, but I don't think that I think it's way less likely for an average 35-year-old woman to, find the man of her dreams than it is for Taylor Swift to find I don't even know the guy's name, a football player. It was, what's his name again?
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. Yes. Okay. I think it's when you get to that point of fame, the fame is like a bargaining chip that most women don't have. And that's something that when I was talking to Mac and Murphy a couple years ago, he made it a point to point out that people usually end up with someone at their same status level. Like there's this myth that men will marry the McDonald's girl if she's 20 and she's pure and everything. And men are more like that, but they still tend to marry someone from their socioeconomic bracket, someone who makes a similar amount of money, and it's a difficult thing to understand, because on the one hand, the data does support that people tend to marry people on their level, and on the other hand, like, women do have a chance to be younger and outside of the socioeconomic status of somebody and end up with them. But when you get up into these higher levels, everything changes. Like, I'm in a higher level of status all of a sudden, and it's affecting my relationships. And I'm nowhere near either of these people. And it changes, like, it chemically changes the way that things work. So
how has it changed it for you? And is there going to be a chart where you're going to explain this to women? This would be
I might
this week.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get all the TikToks of the women saying that, like, oh, it can happen for you, queen.
Yeah, I've got to dig all those up, because I really do not think that. I don't think that means that. If I could impress one thing upon women, is don't think that anyone's going to treat you like you're Taylor Swift, because you're not.
As most of you know, I have been fighting on the front lines of the simp epidemic for years, but I need to tell you about a quiet weapon being ratcheted up against men that is rarely talked about. It's not just the relentless anti-masculinity propaganda and OnlyFans hoes causing the societal issues that we discuss on this show. Did you know that the average city's tap water contains trace pharmaceuticals and endocrine disruptors? This often includes estrogen from birth control. The average adult consumes a credit card worth of plastic every single week. That's 5 grams of plastic a week on average. So it's no wonder that the average male's testosterone is half of what the average was 50 years ago. Testosterone levels decline 1% a year, and without a course correction, we are headed towards extinction. No matter how based you are, you need to be naturally boosting your testosterone. My friends at Chalk, CHOQ.com, are on a mission to save mankind from extinction by boosting your vitality. Chalk's Male Vitality Stat contains premium and potent herbs clinically studied to naturally boost your testosterone levels, sperm count, and overall vitality. Just one of the many Ingredients in the male vitality stack was studied in double-blind human clinical trials to boost total testosterone 20% in 90 days. When you boost your testosterone, you'll have more mental clarity, you're more capable of making decisions and taking risks. Having high testosterone will also affect your pheromones, so women will find you more attractive subconsciously. Get the Chalk Male Vitality Stack right now on chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. Use my name Pearl as your coupon code and you'll get 25% off site-wide on chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. My name Pearl is the discount code.
But the way that it's
Yes,
changing it.
I'm sorry.
What's that? Go ahead.
If we have a chart idea from earlier, because we're talking about okay, they're saying that Taylor Swift was passed around because she dated John May. They have her whole dating history, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way that she could have hoarded as much as, I mean, Travis Kelce's an NFL football player, so like her hoarding doesn't even factor in, because I mean he's a 6'5" Chad, so he smashed a bunch of girls in high school, college, and he's been in the NFL. There's no amount of whoring on Taylor Swift's end that could even come close to him being a football player and being in the NFL. So that actually makes her whoring not even like
And
yeah, but who
insignificant.
And my other point was she whored in a different industry. So the whoring is less because he doesn't know the guys. You know what I mean? Like if she dated 20 NFL players, cooked, done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be 20 different. Musicians, he'll never meet them.
Yeah, so, because he's more alpha than all of her exes put together.
And I was thinking too that like there's got to be a body count thing, because it's like one body that he knows is the equivalent of 10 he doesn't know.
Yeah, well, for purposes of discomfort, sure, but I mean, isn't it true that everyone knows who she dated? Doesn't she have like a list of famous names?
No, totally, but I'm saying it would be different. Like imagine if he knew all.
If you have to run into them, yeah.
Yeah, and he was playing against them, but because they're like people he's never gonna meet, I think it matters. I think he would overlook it more.
Yeah, I think that.
But also,
Hoemath.
If you look at the list of people like Joe Jonas, Jake Gyllenhaal, like Travis Kelce could beat 3 or 4 of them in a fight at the same time. What's he worried about? You know.
Well, it's not. I don't think that you're necessarily worried about people coming back. It's just like, where have you been? Who have you been talking to? You know, it's just sort of a feeling for me. I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm dating someone and I get to that point, I have a drawing about this too. I do have charts for everything.
I love the charts. Bring them up. Bring them up.
Guys, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Because this is good stuff. Let's go.
When we get to the what has your past been like point, let me see if I have a pointer here. You've got the
let's go.
Yeah, you've got the part where you meet, and then typically the guy gets attached faster. Men tend to get attached faster, and then as the woman gets attached, she usually, if she actually likes him, will pass his level of attachment at some point, and that's when she spills all the tea. And she goes, I used to do this and that, and I was a stripper and a threesome in college and all that crap. And then that's when we go, oh no, now I have to find a new one.
That's great.
And then we just kind of cool off, and she doesn't know why. And she's like, why are you not texting back as fast? And eventually it cools off and you go, I've been through this a few times. Even recently, since I started doing this, like I had to learn how to talk to women differently, given that I have some level of fame now, and women will come after me and hide all kinds of crap.
What did you change? I guess you can't say it because then the women will.
Yeah, they'll be able to use it. They'll be able to use it as a bargaining chip. But I go a lot slower than I used to. I am a lot more exclusive. I ask a lot more questions. I don't give anything away. Like I used to really, if I liked someone's energy, I would go like, yeah, let's spend time together, talk or whatever. And now I kind of go like, who are you and what is this? And what exactly, how could this affect my life? So it's like more like women typically, you have to be much more defensive because they will come after it. The girl that I dated last year, one of my fans, a lot of girls reached out to me. One of them was actually pretty cool and I wanted to give it a shot. And I knew before we started dating that she did want to be famous also, and I was like, "Uh-oh," but we talked about it, and I explained to her, like, I can't just smack you in the middle of my brand and say, "Now with girlfriend." It's gonna tank my brand, and then no one will have anything. And she said she understood, but she sorta kinda, like, crept in. She was kind of trying to Yoko Ono me a little bit. She kept kinda creeping in and saying, "When's it my turn?" And I was like, "You have to create something that people wanna see first, and then I will, say, 'Hey, my girlfriend does this.'" So, like, those kinda things you have to are what you have to understand if you have any level of status. It changes the entire landscape. That's what people don't understand. So any women out there thinking that Taylor Swift getting it at 35 means you're not playing the same game.
When is she gonna get to the spill the tea point? Where do you think? You think she
Oh,
should do that now?
I think she probably did. You mean Taylor Swift?
Yeah, she
I
thinks she.
think she How long have they been dating?
2 years.
Yeah, they probably have gotten to that point. That usually happens within a couple of months. Besides, didn't she sing about all the tea? Didn't she?
Yeah, but guys don't really do background checks at all. They're like, "Oh, she's hot in here." They guys don't look into
Yeah.
women. Like women look
Yeah.
into men.
Yeah. I'm starting to do that now, and it's very difficult. But like, I don't know anyone who knows anyone. They're all reaching out to me. I don't leave the house anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to imagine what he would have done in that. Like, he just knows who she is, right?
Wait, could you go back to the charts here? I wanna see the other
Sure.
ones. Could you show them to me?
Sure. Got a lot of them. I'm trying to fill out that whole section with different relationship progressions. There we go. That was the one that we went over, the
Okay.
revealed past.
Yeah.
And then there's the monkey branch where things are going really well. The girl gets bored, and by the time she finds a new guy and leaves, we are barely noticing. Like, we're like, "Huh, things have been weird for a while." And then she just goes, "Yeah, I switched to the next guy." And then we slam into the floor and it says Coke here, and it takes a while to recover from that.
It just says "cope" on the floor.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
ah,
And then this
ah.
is the situationship pattern, which is
Oh, this
this
is
is
great.
this is how men protect themselves. We stay even. Like, instead of getting all excited and saying, "Oh, maybe this one is the one that I'm going to keep," right? We just say, "Let's just stay right here and not get very connected." And then what
Look at
happens
the
is
pink one.
yeah, yeah, one girl shows up and then she says, "What are we?" And you go, "We're not in that much." And then she leaves and another one shows up and then she leaves and the first one comes back, and they're kind of sometimes both in your life at the same time and sometimes they alternate. And there can be more than two at a time, but the total amount of, like, female investment into your life stays pretty even. You don't get your heart broken, you don't get attached, you don't give them too much, and they just kind of come back and leave and come back and leave and come. I had one girl do this 5 times.
How long would she stay each time?
Sometimes it would be like 2 weeks and sometimes it would be like 5 months.
And was it, like, not the same after the first time?
It was the same for me. That's the thing. That's
I
the
was
thing.
gonna say that, they're just not as attracted to her because they know she's been, like, doing something, you know?
Yeah, I didn't ask. I just didn't ask. I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I don't really care. You're not like this is not husband wife stuff." But she would leave and come back and she would write me little notes saying, like, I have to make better choices with my life. And I'm like, that sounds terrific. There are better choices than this. I told her right from the beginning, like, we're not going to date and you shouldn't try. And then she said, I'm going to take a shower and come over to your apartment. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what do I do about that? Would I just say no?
Yeah, you're not
And
gonna say no.
it's
You're
very hard to say no. They know
not
that.
you're not like, come on. Like, of
Yeah.
course he's gonna say yeah.
Yeah. It's very hard to say no to that. And then about 2 months later, like right about this point, she said, what are we? Like, "Oh, it just seems like we're wasting time." And I said, "Yes, we are wasting time. We agreed on that 2 months ago." And yeah, it gets weird out there.
What did you find out since, like, dating, being, like, a public figure and stuff? What's been different for you? And then what did you find out during the, like, talking after the investment stage?
What was the second thing? Talking after the investment stage?
What is information you found out you didn't know up front that made you go, ugh?
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll tell you one of those things. Oh my god, it's absurd. So, what's mainly different is a lot of women will message me and they'll some of them are crazy and they'll say that they're in love with me and they know we're meant to be together, even though they haven't seen my face. And those are like, it's nice to get attention, but I don't need that kind of attention. One of them talked to me for a few months and she seemed perfectly sane, and so like did some FaceTime with her, and she had BPD, like she was on fire. It was the worst I've ever seen. Like she was idealizing me and saying that I was going to be the best thing that ever happened to her, while she was also telling me that her boyfriend was in jail and all kinds of horrible mistakes that she was making. And I said, I don't think this is for me. And she started screaming, and I had to hang up. It was like for 3 months she seemed normal, and then I gave her a chance to talk once, and it was bad show.
Are you ever afraid that if you FaceTime a woman that she's gonna screen record it or something like
Hmm.
that?
Yes, I am afraid of that. I do. I wait until I don't really know what measure I'm using, but I wait until I feel safe. And I've FaceTimed with a few of them, and they haven't done anything. I
Okay.
think I'm a good enough judge of character to keep
Cool.
that under wraps. So, yeah, I have to be afraid now that women are going to lie more, specifically about how much they like me, because up until Hoemath, every time I would date a woman, it would be like she either saw my picture on a dating app or she knew me from somewhere in real life or something like that. And there's not very much doubt that they like you when that's the case. But when they're just flooding into your inbox and you have status, it's like how much of how much of them liking me is the status. And that's true for Travis and Taylor as well. Is it Travis Kelsey?
Yeah, do you think that women can't even tell when they like a guy because of the status?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that's
exactly it.
too.
It's on zones. I'm trying to point this out. It's a pretty fine point. It's a difficult point to make,
I'm such
but
a fan. I love these. Keep
yeah,
going.
they're very fun. Um,
Okay.
the stuff that women say they like is all here. They will tell guys like, "I want flowers and I want you to treat me nice and don't cheat on me and everything." And that is all the stuff that gets you good guy points. That's what women will say they like. All the stuff that they actually like that makes them, sexually interested in you, they don't talk about. This dotted line here is the public private line. So this stuff is buried so deep in the subconscious that women don't even talk about it. So when they say, I want a guy who, they'll say this stuff. And what they mean is, I want an attractive guy who. So then men will get confused and they'll do this stuff thinking that it'll make them attractive, and it doesn't. It just makes them like simps, basically. Um, I might not be able to stay long today. I had a point I was making. I can't remember it. What were we talking about?
The fame, like women can't tell if they like the
Oh,
guy
yes,
with
yes,
fame.
yes. Exactly. That was the whole point. So, yeah, they feel attraction, but they don't know which one it is. They don't know which direction it's coming from, especially if they're young and not experienced, they don't know themselves. That's why understanding the subconscious is such a big part of what I do. I talk about consciousness and about subconscious um, behaviors and wants and needs and the differences between men and women. And women will say things will come out of their mouth that they don't know which part of them it's coming from. So yeah, a lot of these girls who reach out to me, they think that they actually like me, and I have to keep telling it. It's so hilarious. There's nothing that you can say. I keep telling them, you probably won't like me if we hang out. You only know me from my content. I am not my content. And they go, "No, I'm sure of it." So they have a feeling, so the feeling is true.
Yeah, and I think some women, like, I think that's why a lot of the NBA players divorce, like, after they're famous,
Yeah.
because the fame goes away and they're like, now he's not a superstar, he's not in the middle of the court. So
Yeah.
they're like, "Do I actually even like this guy?"
Yeah, I just liked the fact that he had, yeah, all the
Yeah,
power and status. I'm
yeah.
gonna I'm gonna miss that actually. Just being just a guy with a t-shirt and girls liking me for that.
Uh, I have I have one thing I wanted to ask you, Hoemath. So,
Sure.
because we need your analytical skills for this.
Sure.
So, um, uh, Travis Kelce won because he Taylor Swift isn't half run through like a lot of the women in the industry. She's she's in mid, but she's attractive enough to be seen with in person. You know, she's not a bridge troll where he'd have to
Yeah.
hide her under a bridge.
Hmm.
She has money and status, and she seems sensible, right?
Hmm.
And now everyone's talking about, and then if they get divorced, he gets alimony, and if they have kids, he gets child support. I mean,
And
Really?
And the other thing too is they say she's run through, but it's like, okay, what were your girlfriends doing before? Like, this is what's on the
Right.
menu is a lot of you don't know what your girlfriend was doing before, you know.
Right.
yeah.
So like a guy like that, he's gonna be like, they're all run through anyway. I might as well get alimony if this goes south.
Yeah. So it's the case is that she has more than him, or what was
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Well, because people keep trying to say that she's losing because he makes less money, but I would say she's winning because she's by far Travis Kelce is the most
Mhm.
alpha guy that Taylor Swift is ever gonna get. She gets
Okay.
his genetics, she gets a ring, she
Hmm.
gets an NFL player that a lot of these women can't get. So like
Yeah.
a lot of women are seeing it from a Taylor from a man's point of view based upon money, but that's not how she won. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's again like everything changes like chemically at that higher level, where like men will think about women in ways that women it's usually goes the other way around when there's that much money and that much fame and status involved. I think that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what the numbers look like or anything, but if he's gaining something from it, that might have some kind of effect on it. It was just the main point that I want women to understand is that this doesn't mean that you can wait till 35.
Well, they won't listen.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of funny to, every day give them something that they won't listen to, but at least people are learning something.
The
Yeah.
Tradcons think that this is going to usher in a new era of young girls wanting to get married because Tay Tay is getting married. I don't think
Yeah.
so, though. I really
No,
don't.
I think it's going to be a very small percentage. I think
Yeah.
it'll be a very
You
small
think?
percent because they're anyone who wants to get married because Taylor Swift got married is going to want to marry a football player.
Or,
And they'll get
or
and they'll get divorced when the content comes out. Like if they get
Yeah.
married because of a trend, they'll get divorced because of a trend.
that's what I was saying,
Yeah,
because
it could be.
you might see a slight uptick in women who want to get married just to have a wedding, but then they divorce the guy after 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might
Well,
see a slight uptick
I
in that.
also think Travis won because if it goes south, he can just get hotter girls after.
Yeah.
Now he's Taylor Swift's ex. How many women? The
Yeah.
girls he cheats with are going to be like real baddies.
Yeah, that's a pretty good position to be in. Like Taylor Swift wasn't good enough for me. Yeah. Mhm.
Uh, we were talking about it earlier. Could you imagine being the girl that gets caught cheating with Taylor Swift's husband? Could you
Mm.
imagine?
That probably you could probably start a career based on that these days.
Oh yeah, of course, of
The new
course.
Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They're doing it for less. But wasn't there some rapper girl like who just turned 18 and went on OnlyFans or something?
Oh yeah, Lil Tay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is such a mess. I don't know how to deal with it. It's yeah, there are a lot of ways to get in the public eye with all this stuff. Yeah. I think I might be fading a little bit.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know.
okay.
I haven't been here that long, but I think maybe I should wrap it up.
Okay.
Let's take a night.
Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
If you make the chart, can you come back and show everybody the
Tell me
Taylor
what
Swift
you
one?
tell me what you wanted to be on it again. The Taylor Swift
So
status chart.
yeah, it should be like all you get the compilation of women talking about it and how it could be them,
Uh-huh.
and then you can do a chart on why it's not going to be you and why she won. I
Oh yes.
yeah, just to be like, do you look like do you weigh the same as Taylor Swift did? Or are you as cute
Or-
as her? Do you have $1 billion?
Gotcha.
It's
yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think I put it this
I
way:
could just hear it
make
in his voice. Go ahead.
make a chart that describes how Taylor Swift won, and then make a chart of an average woman and how far away from her
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
do, yeah. I have
this
that.
is
I'm
not
actually
you. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
making a video about that right now. I have this thing that I made called the table, where it's like, you know how women will say I am the table, as here she is being the table. So I made this exercise packet for you to that for people to you can like evaluate what you actually have to bring to the table, and then you put it on the table, and then you see what the other person has, and you see like, is this a reasonable trade or not? So I could just use that for it.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
exactly. Yep.
All right.
Because
Well,
it's good.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say he sounds tired, so I'm gonna let him go.
I'm a
Yeah.
little worn out, but
But
yeah, but
thanks for
it's
coming
yeah.
on.
Yeah,
We're
I'll
big
see you
fans,
again.
so come on
Awesome.
anytime, okay?
All right. I'll see you soon.